On the night of April 26, 1986, a routine safety test turned into one of the greatest technological disasters in human history. In just a few terrifying seconds, Reactor No. 4 at Chernobyl exploded, releasing an invisible cloud of deadly radiation into the night sky. The people nearby had no idea that their lives had changed forever. But the explosion was only the beginning, and what happened next would change the world forever. Before the disaster, Chernobyl was a symbol of progress. Near the power plant stood the young city of Pripyat, home to nearly 50,000 people. Families filled the streets, children played in the parks, and workers prepared for another ordinary night shift. Inside Reactor No. 4, engineers were getting ready for a safety test, designed to measure how long the turbines could continue producing electricity after a power loss. Among those in the control room were Anatoly Dyatlov, Alexander Akimov, and Leonid Toptunov. None of them could have imagined that within hours, the decisions made that night would change history forever. But within minutes, that ordinary night would become a nightmare. As the safety test began, the reactor was operating under unstable conditions. A series of technical decisions and design weaknesses pushed Reactor No. 4 closer to danger. Inside the control room, Anatoly Dyatlov, Alexander Akimov, and Leonid Toptunov worked to manage a reactor that was becoming increasingly difficult to control. Then, at 1:23 a.m., everything changed. A sudden surge of power triggered two massive explosions that tore through the reactor. The concrete roof was destroyed, and burning radioactive material was thrown into the night sky. Flames rose above the plant, while an invisible cloud of radiation began spreading beyond the site. In just a few terrifying moments, a routine safety test had become one of the worst nuclear disasters in human history. But inside the control room, the real struggle was only beginning. After the explosion, confusion filled the control room of Reactor No. 4. The operators struggled to understand what had happened. Many believed the reactor core was still intact, unaware that the most dangerous part of the plant had already been destroyed. Alexander Akimov and Leonid Toptunov continued working despite the growing danger around them. They attempted to restore water flow and stabilize the damaged reactor, exposing themselves to extreme levels of radiation. Anatoly Dyatlov, the senior engineer overseeing the test, tried to assess the situation, while the full scale of the disaster remained hidden. The men inside the control room were facing an invisible enemy, one they could not see, smell, or feel. Their actions during those critical moments became a major part of the story of Chernobyl. Outside the reactor, others were rushing toward the flames. Within minutes of the explosion, firefighters rushed toward Chernobyl Reactor No. 4. They arrived expecting an ordinary industrial fire, but they were facing something they could not see. Flames were spreading across the damaged reactor, and pieces of radioactive material covered the area around the plant. Without protective equipment designed for such conditions, the firefighters climbed onto the burning structure and fought through the deadly environment. Among them was Vasily Ignatenko, a young firefighter who answered the emergency call that night. Like many others, he showed extraordinary courage while trying to protect the people around him. The first responders had no idea how dangerous the situation truly was, but their bravery became one of the most remembered stories of the Chernobyl disaster. Meanwhile, thousands of families had no idea they were in danger. As the fire continued at Chernobyl, the people of nearby Pripyat still did not understand the danger surrounding them. The next morning, life in Pripyat continued as usual. Children played outside, and families went about their day. But behind the scenes, authorities were struggling to measure the scale of the radiation release. Nearly 36 hours after the explosion, the decision was finally made to evacuate the entire city. Thousands of people left their homes, believing they would return within a few days. they carried only what they could hold. Unaware that many would never see their city again, among the many personal tragedies was the story of Lyudmila Ignatenko, whose husband Vasily was one of the firefighters exposed during the first response. Her experience revealed the deeply human cost hidden behind the disaster statistics. As the city emptied, investigators searched for answers. After the explosion, the world needed answers. Scientists and investigators began working to understand how a powerful nuclear reactor could suddenly collapse. Among them was Valery Legasov, a respected Soviet scientist who was called to help analyze the disaster and find a solution. As Legasov studied the evidence, he discovered that Chernobyl was not caused by a single mistake. The disaster was the result of a dangerous combination of reactor design flaws, poor safety practices, and critical decisions made during the test. At an international meeting in Vienna, Legasov revealed important details about what had happened, bringing global attention to the weaknesses behind the accident. His search for the truth became a crucial part of Chernobyl's history, showing that understanding a disaster is the first step toward preventing another one. But understanding the disaster was only the first challenge. After the explosion, the greatest challenge was stopping the disaster from spreading further. Thousands of workers, later known as liquidators, were sent into the dangerous area surrounding Reactor No. 4. Their mission was to remove radioactive debris, limit contamination, and protect the wider world from further exposure. Helicopter crews dropped materials such as sand and boron onto the burning reactor, while engineers worked on a massive structure designed to cover the destroyed core. The construction of the first concrete sarcophagus became a race against time. Workers faced extreme conditions, and many performed their duties knowing the risks involved. Their efforts helped bring the immediate crisis under control. But Chernobyl remained a reminder of the enormous challenges created when technology fails and human lives are placed in danger. Yet even after the reactor was sealed, Chernobyl's story was far from over. Decades after the explosion, Chernobyl remains one of the most studied disasters in modern history. The area surrounding the power plant became an exclusion zone where human activity was heavily restricted. Abandoned buildings, empty streets, and forgotten homes became symbols of a city frozen in time. Yet nature began to return in unexpected ways. Forests expanded, wildlife appeared, and scientists studied how ecosystems were changing in a place once considered too dangerous for ordinary life. The disaster also changed how the world approached nuclear safety, leading to new discussions about reactor design, emergency response, and the importance of transparency. Chernobyl is more than the story of an explosion. It is a story of human decisions, sacrifice, and the responsibility that comes with powerful technology. Even today, Chernobyl continues to remind humanity that some mistakes can echo for generations. Chernobyl remains a powerful reminder of the dangers and responsibilities that come with human technology. Behind the disaster were real people. Their courage, sacrifices, and experiences shaped history forever. Decades later, Chernobyl still teaches the world one important lesson. Progress must always be guided by safety, honesty, and responsibility.